us as we share our biggest secret to cruising life while making summer shades and getting through a successful splash day. We are Paige and Daniel traveling with our Great Dane, Winston. 3 years ago, we had $250,000 in debt, and today we live debt-free on our 38-foot catamaran. Our mission to guide other fresh and aspiring sailors to overcome the challenges and transition to live aboard life is made possible with the love and support of our patrons, especially our awesome patrons. So the skinny is that we are not allowed on the boat. We can't live on the boat while the boat is on the hard, and we're not allowed to work on the boat while the boat's on the hard. So summer is quickly approaching. We have an Airbnb and we're staying in the air conditioner most of the time, but doesn't mean I can't get some projects done. So come on inside. Hey guys.
Hello.
We are set up to do some sewing. We're creating a shade cloth for the boat. And so that means that we are taking all of these shade cloths, we're putting them together, and hopefully it works once we get back on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our attempt to escape the heat of summer.
To survive the summer.
While we are in the middle of it. So We'll see how this works.
Yeah, this is all sort of just piecemealed and put together. We don't really... There's not a kit here. This is just us trying to figure it out. So I want to make it painfully obvious that Paige is the master here.
I wouldn't go as far as to say master. So yeah, this is not our specialty, but I just want to say that this is kind of the secret to being a sailor, to cruising. Like, you don't know how to do something, well, you just kind of make it up as you go. That's our big secret. We make this up as we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we've come up across that we really have no idea how to do it. Depending on the situation, it's either you figure it out real quick, or you have a little bit of time to maybe dive into it and really understand it and learn the problem. That is the recurring theme through this whole experience, is we're making it up as we go, as best we can.
Some sailors may not want us to share that secret, but that really is the truth. Like, you figure it out and you know how to solve that problem next time it comes up. But you know what? That problem may never come up again. And then you get a whole new set of problems. It's like leveling up in a video game. Okay? We play video games from time to time. And that's definitely what it's like. You have a set of problems that you learn to overcome. But then you just get harder problems, as is life.
Yeah, can't wait to figure out what the boss fight's gonna be.
All right, so what I'm working on right now is trying to make this edge straight, and because it's just harder because it's this fabric and it's all wrinkly and stretchy and weird. So instead of getting obsessed with making it straight and perfect, because straight is perfect, right? We're gonna focus on good. So perfect is the enemy of good. Another secret to cruising is that sometimes you just have to let go of your expectation of what you think perfect is. Having shade in the heat of summer, that's pretty good. We're gonna be happy with it. And as long as it works and does that function, then I think it's pretty damn close to perfect.
Yes, I was told that a long time ago, that perfect is the enemy of good. Sometimes perfection is called for. I'm not gonna say that it's not. A lot of times, good is good, and you just take the good and move on.
You may be wondering why we're putting all this. This is a belting material on the seam. We are wanting to kind of strengthen it. It's shade cloth, so it's not really strong, and we want it to be able to withstand at least some wind. So we're putting some of this ribbing on, and hopefully that will help. Damn, I'm bleeding.
Well, that's 2 ingredients: blood and sweat. Hopefully this doesn't bring us to tears.
These sunshades are 6 feet wide and 19 feet long. So they're massive, and there's not enough room for us to really deal with it on the boat. We could, but So we're taking the opportunity while we're in the Airbnb, we have a little bit more space. We are sandwiching these together. And now that I have them all penned, we will go ahead and bring it to the sewing machine. Let's get this done.
Winston has assumed his supervisor position.
So I'm going to show you the lowest speed, and then Daniel wanted to see the highest speed. So let's see how this goes. This is the low speed. This is like beginner level. Now let's crank her up. Woohoo! There we go! Boy, vey, this tension here is not great. I don't know if you guys can see that, but lots of loops. No bueno.
Oh, what caused that?
I think it was the tension, but like I said, I really don't know what I'm doing, and that's my secret. So don't tell anybody.
Yeah, we don't do a project like this a lot. So far, it's turned out great. So we also don't run the machine that fast. That was just fun.
That was for funsies.
Yeah.
So today is splash day. We are going back into the water. Thank goodness. Winston is honestly going to miss land, but I think it'll be nice to have some normal and back in our life, because this is not normal. Now she's floating. So that's really exciting. We have Scott, the mechanic, inside checking to make sure we don't have any leaks in the sail drive that was just reinstalled. So hopefully all that is going well. And once that clears, then we can be on our merry way and over to the dock.
All right, so we're getting ready to get splashed, doing our engine checks and everything like that, and the starboard side belt is unfortunately a little bit looser than it really should be. So we're gonna go ahead and get finished getting dropped and put ourselves on the whole side dock over there to get this belt all tightened up before we head off.
Freed it all up in there.
What's a good word, fellas?
Yeah, there's a blockage in the pipe, and is good.
Okay.
Crusty.
Crusty pipes.
Crusty barnacles in the pipe.
Oh, fun.
You grab that hose and so you can hear it.
Could just be just old hose.
No, just growth that goes up to wherever the water line is inside the pipe.
Okay. And this is why you don't take off immediately from launching. So yeah, when we turned on the engine just to make sure we had no leaks and just a testing and all that kind of fun stuff, there was no water coming out of the starboard side engine. So they popped down here, tightened the belt, and still no water coming out the starboard side engine. So then start troubleshooting. Yeah, it's working out. Because we also had an issue up here. So we had been looking in this panel right here, because that's where our knot meter is, or that's where the through hole for the knot meter is. And there was originally this plug that was in that slot. So if you are an astute observer, you might notice that we now have a wire connected to a through hole thingy. When we splashed the boat, put it in the water, tested the engines, making sure that there was no leaks, because we did a lot of work down there in the bottom. And I came down here and heard the bilge pump going off. It's like, oh, well, that's not good. So started looking at seat cocks and came up here. I think taking it out might have unseated one of these O-rings, because whenever we start get back into the water was flowing through it. And not bad, but enough to make the bilge pump go off. So while in the water, did a quick replacement for this plug for our knot meter. Now our knot meter is dirty and it's gummy. It's probably not going to work, but it stopped the leak, and that's what we're doing right now. So until we get new O-rings for this pluggy guy, we'll just keep that in there and move forward. See, when you start touching stuff on a boat is when things happen.
All right, so we are back on the water. How exciting. I just gotta take a minute to point out how small our catamaran is. Everyone thinks we have such a big boat, but once you put us next to everyone else, we just really have a small catamaran. She's a wee little boat. We have our solar shades all made up, and in order to attach them to the lazy jacks, we are installing grommets. That is the metal bit here that creates a hole. So I'm gonna do that. I have the very last one to do, and I figured I'd bring you along for the journey. All right, so we marked our hole, and then I'm going to use this little doodad to cut the hole where the marking is. This is very sophisticated equipment. All you need is the tools and a hammer, and they can be rusty. Oh, there we go. So the die just cuts it, pops it out. This bit fits right in here like that. And then you put the fabric down, and then this bit goes down, and then you clamp it. It's gonna mushroom over on this bottom piece. This is the top portion of the grommet. So we fit it in until all this snugs down around it. This is the bottom. Okay, so I know it's the bottom because they're the teeth, and when it finishes, it's not as pretty as this bit. So that's why I like to put the bit that's not as pretty on the seam on the part that has the seam. And we put the right here. And again.
Oh, we got a special little die there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this is a press, maybe, not necessarily a die. And hammer away. So you can see this bottom, this bit mushroomed over. So now we have it looking very nice. It's easy as that, guys. I mean, we just make this shit up as we go, and I'm sure if we can figure it out, so can you.
All right, we are setting off.
He sounds so upset about it. It's like, we're setting off. This is exciting. I am so glad to get off the back.
Yes, it's time to leave.
Like and subscribe to join us in our next